What's going on, Tamers? It's your boy Dan from DigiGuard Uniting, bringing you another regional breakdown. Now, this one is TAC Games Oceania's April Regionals. This one only had 96 players, so it's only 7 rounds of Swiss. But you know, you got your usuals. We got Mirage with the win, unfortunately, again. Yay. We have Newon, Red Hybrid, Armor, Lugamon, Deva. We got a surprise of Belfont in this top 16. And we got Seton and Shine Greymon. Now let's go check out these deck lists, shall we? First, we got first place Joseph Reyes, Mirage Galgamon. At this point, it's a broken record on what this deck does, on how the ratios look like, including the eggs, unfortunately, right? You got your usual stuff with the Betamon, Galmon, your hybrid, your Galgamons, your split between the Galgas and Zudos, and your Mirages, and your same option layout. There's not much different to talk about. Mirages, possibly arguably best deck in the format right now, the way the ending of BT15 looks. So this is why we're seeing this deck pop up everywhere. And we've noticed there's a lot of tops with it in this tournament as well. Next we have is the third place Mirage. Again, nothing too much different. Well, he has one spicy tech. We got the Full Metal Blaze. Interesting little removal. What it does is return 2 of your opponent's 4 lower Digimon to their owner's hand. Then if your opponent has 8 or more cards in the hand, return 1 of your opponent's level 6 or higher Digimon to the bottom of its owner's deck. It's pretty good removal, I say. Kind of situational. Depends on how many cards your opponent has in hand. But being able to get rid of 2 small bodies, so that's really good against Newon, right? You're gonna have a board of Newon X's, Garymon. So it can help with that. And then, you know, being able to bottom deck level 6 or higher, it's pretty clutch at times. So I can see why he's playing it for sure. But besides that, it's your same everything else. Nothing different. Of course, you got your 4 eggs and stuff. Gotta make sure you have your Bukumons that you can see, right? Next, we got Nicholas Edgy, 7th place Mirage. Again, same thing, nothing different. This man went even lower on the egg count. He was like, I'm getting super spicy. I don't need 3 eggs to win. With 2 Wanya and 1 Buka. Only difference really is he's playing Kumon. And he's playing 1 Full Metal and 1 what's called Full Moon Meteor Impact. Such great cards. And a Hammer Spark. So sometimes that could come up, right? That extra memory at times. Next we have is Li Tao's Chen's 8th place Mirage. Once again, Mirage is Mirage, like I'll keep saying, nothing too crazy. Next we have is 9th place Mirage. Dane's Joyce, if I said that correctly, hopefully, maybe, I don't know. Once again, nothing different. The only difference I see is this Galgamon. I don't know if the other ones were playing it. I didn't notice it. No, they did not. So he went a little bit different. He's playing this BT13 one. This effect is when attacking, if your opponent has 8 or more cards in hand, the Digimon's attack can't be switched for the turn. So it's unblockable for the turn. Can come up sometimes, I guess. And then inherit it once per turn when an effect adds cards to your opponent's hand. Unsuspend this Digimon. So again, you gain the same unsuspend effect as the other ones, or memory gain as well, because I think one of them has the memory gain. No, I'm sorry, they all do the unsuspend. But yeah, once again, Mirage is Mirage. Next we got is 2nd place Newon. Again, we're getting to the point all these decks are solved and there's nothing too crazy on what you want in your decks, especially in a big tournament. He's going black base, so his eggs are, his rookie lineup is going to be Chumons, Chikurimon, Agumons, and stuff like that. Decided not to run Agu X. He's running the 1 yellow Pillowmon, so unfortunately for that, you can't Digivolve. You have to hard play it, or you hard play off of Monzi X. and you're able to gain the effect. It's good for the mirror match. It's good for other decks that like to play Digimon off of effects, but it also is a hindrance to you depending on the situation in the game. So you have to watch out when you play that Pillowmon. I've learned that firsthand for sure. Yeah, your lineup is pretty same for champions as well. Same with your ultimates. This is becoming a pretty common thing in playing the Chimeramon nowadays, so you always see that one of now. And of course, your top end, Planumon, Venusmon, Dex, Shine. You're running 2 Protoform, which I can see pop up, 3 Sasuke, and then 1 Louis. And the eggs are always the same for black base, 4 Suno and 1 Toko. Next we have is now purple based Newon. This is the 4th place Hayden Foster's list. Purple is pretty solved as well. You don't really see anything different. You always see the Gazi, you always see the starter deck Gabu and the Gabu X's, nothing crazy. And of course your Ukos. And he's running a 4-3-4-3 for the Newon. Again, nothing too different. He's running a little bit heavier on the ultimates. It looks like he's running 2 Chimeramon. He really wants to see that Chimeramon at times, I guess. And then 4 Plat and 1 Azulon Ace, 4 Zord Defeat, 1 Dex, and then 3 Satsuki. Purple base version is pretty soft at this point, so this is kind of what you see outside a couple of different ratio differences. Next we got is Changi's Lose 4th place Red Hybrid. Again, this is another deck that's pretty solved. There's nothing that's too different nowadays. The only thing that's really different is if you decide to want to play the Gatsumon, as you can see here, for the floodgate effects to stop players from playing Digimon by effects. So again, it's specifically against the Newon matchup. That's against the Leviamon matchup. But fortunately, Leviamon slowed down a lot, so Levi is not as seen as much play, I feel like, or again knocked out earlier because people know how to play against the deck. But besides that, you got your usual hybrid lineup, nothing crazy. You always got your 4 Aldemons, gotta have that as a 4 of. 4 new Emperor, 1 old Emperors, not too outlandish, nothing crazy. Omni for game, Gravity Crush, Atomic Inferno, Crimson Blaze. He is running though Trident Guy, which is kind of spicy. You don't really see that get played as much, but it's a solid card, right? Its effect is mainly delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the highest DP. If a Digimon with 13k or more is deleted by this effect, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. So it's a good way to out, burst modes. You can out Dexmon, Ruin mode, other Emperor Greymons, I guess, if it gets hit in security. What else? It's probably the main ones I can think of right now. And you gain that effect of the trash top security, so it's not too bad, I would say. And of course, your same Takuya line of 4 and 4. It's a must, no questions asked. And of course, your same eggs. Next, we got 10th place hybrid list. He's going full hybrids, no Gatsumon for his rookie lineup, plus the Ukos. Again, same champion lineup for all the 5 Emperor and your same options. But he's running heavy Crimson Blaze. So instead of running 2 Gatsu, he's opted in to play the 4 Crimson Blazes. So yeah, Crimson Blaze is just a crack card. Next we got is Alex Fowler's 5th place Lugamon. Again, this is another deck that's pretty solved at this point. There's one difference than your usual, I feel like, is this Labramon, but I can see why it's being played, right? You have an on play, trash a card, and then you can gain a Dark Animal Shaman from your trash to the hand, which is not bad. And it has a nice inheritable when an effect plays one of your Digimon gain a memory. So it could definitely extend plays and do more combos potentially. Often for the red package, a delicate plan, Crimson Blaze. Of course, your options are the same: Wisdom, Purple Memory Boost when it comes to those. And he's running the 1 Rivals Barrage, which is interesting. This is probably for the Davis matchup if he runs into it. This deck can't out Fang Long by itself, so that 1 Rivals Barrage can definitely help. And yeah, nothing too crazy about this list. Next, we got Sam Morris's 6th place armor. Ooh, we got armor that got pretty high placing. Did better than Varney's, unfortunately. And we can see there's a huge difference, I feel like. Not huge, just a little bit difference compared to what Varney was running. He's running your usual Vmon package. I feel like this is probably the best one now. Once a turn, when this Digimon will digivolve into a card with freeze chase, reduce the cost by 1 if you have a tamer, and then inherit it when attacking Digimon has 2 more colors, draw 1. Always really good. Your searchers, always got you have your searchers, and your jamming Vmon. He's running like kind of more old school, you know, armor rush because he's running the Lydramon, which is pretty cool. So this effect states when digivolving, my fault, suspend one of your opponent's lower Digimon, so you could potentially attack over other Digimon if needed. He's running a lower package of the Magna package because he's only running 1 of the BT13 one. It's interesting, and only 2 of the BTA Magna, which is really interesting as well. I wonder how that affected his play, because that could be really good, getting really big buff for to the end of your opponent's turn if needed, and giant blocker is always good, and that boost carries over to Magna X if needed. He's more aggressive though because he's running the double fire rocket, so that means he could potentially do 2 checks and 1 swing. I think if you're playing armor rush, you gotta have at least 1. I feel like it's in today's game, maybe not in the future the new Magna X, but fire rocket is just such a good card for 1 cost, you know, second attack +1. And if you're over the jamming Vmon, and when your armor dies, you can armor purge and you swing with jamming, and you're guaranteed to survive, which is really good. Zudomon Ace, I think, is a must in armor rush nowadays, and of course the 4 Magna X's. Death X for those go wide matchups, always good to have. Heaven's Judgment, you have multiple colors in this deck, so I could definitely see it be run. And 3 Wisdom, all cards are basically blue outside of Fire Rock and Heaven's Judgment and X8 Mighty Protoform, so, and Death X if I didn't mention that. So I could see it being used. 2 Megadeth, this is a throwback. Other decks choose other options, I feel like, but this is just as good. It's cheap as well. You're always gonna have green and blue most likely on board. For 5 costs, just bounce the Digimon to your opponent's hand. It's always good to have. And then he's running, of course, the Promo Davis at 4, which is a must in armor decks now. Starting your main phase, if you have Digimon with free trade, gain a memory, and then activate one of the following effects. You may play 1 Vmon from your hand. On play, activate the effect. You may play 1 Vmon from your hand while paying the cost, which is always really good. And then one of your Digimon may digivolve into X Vmon in the hand. That part is irrelevant because there's no X Vmon's deck, so Imperial Digimon lists will probably be playing it a lot in the future. But he is running Davis and Ken. This lets you swing and unsuspend. So this effect states you start your main phase if you have a blue Digimon play, gain a memory. If you have green, gain a memory. When one of your Digimon digivolves into a Digimon with 2 more colors, you may suspend this tamer to unsuspend that Digimon. But like what I was mentioning before, if you have this on board, let's say you have Lydramon on board with the jamming Vmon, you go Fire Rocket, you swing, it dies. Vmon's gonna swing for the 2 checks anyway because he has jamming, and then you could digivolve into a Magnamon or something into another one. Use this to unsuspend, swing for another 2 checks. You get a lot of aggression with the Daves and Ken. If you have multiple on board already, you're set to go for OTK people for sure. Spicy list, love to see it. 6th place armor, let's go. Next we have is Daniel Su's 13th place armor rush. This one is a little bit more, way more teched out compared to the previous armor list. As you can see, you got your usual suspects at the rookie lineup, plus Ukomon. The other one wasn't running Ukomon, surprisingly. Yeah, which is kind of crazy. I didn't even like put 2 and 2 in my head. He's not running Uko, which is kind of crazy because Uko makes his deck so much better in my opinion, and the fact that he's not running it is kind of crazy. But he got 6th place, so there's nothing wrong with that. But back to the 13th place list. So you got your usual suspect in Vmons, and then the Uko. He's running 1 hybrid. Did you over your Davises? And go for hybrid for game potentially. He's going with the heavy Magna package, so he's running the 3 BT13 Magna 4 BT8 Magnet from BT8, and then the 4 starter decks. This card is just such a crack card. I didn't mention it before, but he did have it. Yeah, this card is just so dumb. Being able to security Digivolve 1, and then you can Digivolve afterwards. And then when regular Digivolving, trash the top Digivolution card, one of your opponent's Digimon for each of the Digimon colors, then return one of your opponent's Digimon with no sources to the hand. Such a crack card, in my opinion. It does wonders for this deck. And he did the Vari thing. He did a split of Azuto and the Magna Ace. I wonder how for this person how much Magna Ace was actually a good card, because Magna Ace is a great card, but just not for Armor Rush in my opinion. So I wonder how like that worked for him. He's going with a double Chimera, so I guess when you have, you know, a lot of champions on board, you can evo to an ultimate for free, and then, you know, climb up into your Magna Exus, which is interesting. Not much about that. You could also be a game, you know, go for game, Chimera for game type of thing as well, possibly. You can do a lot of different things with it. And then he's running 3 Magna X's, 1 Mercy Mode, 1 Dex. And again, the double Fire Rocket. Fire Rocket is such a good card for Armor Rush, in my opinion. Definitely something it should be played. Then he's running, Awakening of the Golden Knight. So this card states, while you have Digimon with the Armor Form trait you play, excuse me. You may use this card. What I mean is color requirements. You may Digivolve one of your Digimon with the Armor Form trait into a Digimon card with Magnum name in your hand, ignoring Digivolution requirements. That Digimon Digivolve with this effect can't have his DP reduced, so it's a way to have DP protection from your opponent. I'm sure it's situational. It probably comes out every once in a while, but it's not bad, you know. And then double Heaven's Judgment. Heaven's Judgment is a crack card. Barney thinks it should be banned or hit to 1, and I can't disagree because of how crazy it can be sometimes. Then just a Davis lineup, so 1 Searcher, and then the 4 promo Davis, and then the double Louis. Louis plus Uko gets you a lot of advantage in this deck for sure. Next we have is Sosos Miller's 11th place Davis list. Again, this is another deck list that's pretty solid at this point, especially if you're going the mother route. My opinion is probably the better version of playing Davis, and it's shown in results. Nothing crazy out of ordinary. But there's one card. You got this old Mihiramon. This is the BT13 one. It's kind of good, right? On play, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon 7k or less. Then until the end of your opponent's turn, one of your opponent's Digimon doesn't unsuspend. So you can, you know, stun your opponent's Digimon and be able to, you know, do things with it afterwards, right? Because he hasn't inherited. When this Digimon will Digivolve, reduce the Digivolution cost by 1. So if he needed to, right? If you need to go Fanglon over a Sovereign, it will be a reduced Evo for 5 instead of 6, which may or may not come up. I don't know how much it did for him, but yeah, it's an interesting card to play in this deck. And then your usuals, the triple Antilomon, this golded card for this deck, be able to alliance for like 23k, 2 checks. It's crazy. Your red package, your 1 Majiramon, your green package, and then your heavy black package, because these are arguably the best Davis in the deck. And then your Sovereign list is usually up to you on which ones you prefer on the ratio. So he's running double Zukao, 4 Zulong, 1 Ibanu, and then 2 Baihumon. And then he's also running 2 Mega Gargoyles, so he's going heavier on the ace play, which is pretty good. 2 decks and then 4 Fanglong, and then your options and tamers is pretty usual at this point. Next we got Belfont. It's been a while since we've seen a Belfont top. Pretty cool to see that. Ethan Liu's 12th place Belfont deck is interesting for sure, because off the rip I see this Octobon. I don't know how much this popped up for him, but let's see. On play, when Digivolving, if there are 4 or more total Digimon in Digimon, play 1 Fujitsu token suspended to your battlefield, battle area, and then if you have less, track and send it to your opponent's hand. I guess I'm not really 100% sure. Like, I guess because you can trash 1 card in your hand if it's played on your side of the field. I'm not 100% sure because I rarely ever see Octomon's effect be played on your side. I always see it played on your opponent's side, so I'm not too sure about that one. If there are 3 or fewer play suspended to your opponent's battle, like I said. Interesting. Oh, my fault. I didn't read fully. It's on deletion. Trash 1 card in your hand. All right. Cool. So that helps you for sure. Because you're going to delete it yourself, right? With Belfont's effects to unsuspend. Yeah, Ifmon to grab your Belfont stuff if you need it, because this is on play. You may trash 1 card in your hand. If you do, return 1 Digimon card with 7 Great Demon Lords, 3 Musketeers from your trash to your hand. 1 Fast Go lets you, on deletion draw 1, then trash 1, inherit and opponent's turn, draw 1, trash 1. You got your Gizumon package. You got Gazimon, Psychmons, Ukomons to speed up the game for you. The 1 Ogremon, I love the Ogremon tech. That's something that I play in my Belfont. You can play it for free and then trash a card to delete an opponent's low 4 lower. So just be able to free trash, keep your hand low if you need it, especially in the Mirage matchup. And your usual stuff, your 4 Asta, and then the 4 Belf sleep mode and rage mode. And then he's going with the room mode. Sometimes it could be a closer, right? Being able to stop your opponent from being able to raise if needed, and board wipe as well. And then 3 Gifted Darkness. This card is really good in my opinion. Being able to delete 1 of your opponent's level 6 or higher Digimon. Then you may Digivolve 1 of your Digimon into a sleep mode from your trash. So being able to do that from the trash is also really good. And then you do sleep mode's effect, put the rage mode, and then he becomes rage mode eventually. And yada yada yada, right? Tamers, Akihiro is a must. Being able to draw 1 trash 1 at the end of your turn. And then you're able to tuck it underneath a Belfont to delete a level 6 Digimon. This deck can clear boards pretty easily. And then he's going spicy. All right, 4 analog cubes and 3 Digimon Emperors, really slowing down your opponent's raising, especially the new monster stuff. I could definitely see that for sure. You have multiple on board, you can gain a lot of memory if they decide to raise. Pretty crazy. Good for him to be able to bring Belfont back into this format. Next is a Seton list. Andrew Ellis, 15 plays Seton. He's running the mother version, so you got 4 mothers and then the 4 gatekeeper, being able to play this and recover +1 is always pretty good. It has a 10k body, so you can keep swinging. I actually like this version a little bit more of what he's doing, just because it looks like it's more aggressive than your usual Seton, because he's running this Turimon, so it's a 4 cost. You can raise your mother, and then you can just alliance 2 checks at 19. Kind of cracked, right? And you just put that instant pressure on your opponent, and then you're able, you have your usual Seton stuff with all your options and Digimon that can be played out of security, like your gatekeepers, your Corjamon. Pretty interesting for sure. And then he has your usual Magna lineup with the 3 and 3. You got Venusmon, you got Shao Sarafi, you got Dex. 3 of these. Oof, he's like, I'm coming for Newon boards, I'm coming for yellow vaccine boards, pretty crazy. And then running Holy Wave. This has kind of been phased out, but it's interesting to see it come back for him. Lonkies, of course. Tactical Retreat, being able to put your Corjamon or your Gatekeeper back into security to activate those on-plays effect. It's pretty good. Reinforcement always. Double Wyverns, Crimson Blaze. I guess that's why he's running the Marcus and the Tai Kamias. Interesting. Flame Hellscythe, of course. Chaos Dag, X Program. Being able to board wipe your opponent basically with this card. And for Mirage, this is very interesting. So he's never going to gain the second effect, but start of your turn, gain 1 memory. It's not bad, but it's 5 cost, so hopefully you don't have to hard play it, because that would probably feel bad. And he's running the double Marcus. This is the one that the a 5 cost memory tamer. So I'll play. You can neg 3 on your opponent's Digimon. You're obviously not gonna get that second effect with gain of memory, but being able to neg 3 on something if you need it could be important, depending on, you know, math with all these kill spells he has. And then the Tai and Kari is another Seton card that gets played quite frequently. Interesting list for sure. I love it. If I were to play Seton, I would do something like this where I could get more aggressiveness and be able to win as well. Pretty cool. And finally, we got the boy Shine Greymon. my man's name is Marcus too. That's kind of funny. I wonder if he did that on purpose or not, because his name is Marcus, playing Marcus deck. Anyways, yeah, pretty usual, you know, red based Shine Greymon deck list. Go low on the rookies, which is kind of crazy to me. 10 rookies is pushing it for me. I don't know if I could ever do that for myself. I always gotta have the 12 because it's hard to see rookies sometimes in this deck. He's running 9 champions. He's running the OG Geo Greymon. This is the one that gets played as security. I don't play delete when opponents Digimon with 4K or less. Comes up in today's game for sure with Newons running around and other floodgates. He's running this, obviously the best Ride Greymon at 4, this one at 2, this one at 1. It's been what I've seen a lot. And then 5 Shine Greymons. Usually I see this at 4 and 1, but I guess he likes to see this sometimes as well. And then 3 burst modes. And I think this is why he's running a lower count Agumons, because he is running in total 8 boosts. So he has 4 training boosts, 4 red training, offense training, and then 2 physical training, and then he's running the red memory boost as well. So it gives him a lot of consistency in a lot of ways to gain memory and reduce the evo cost. And then of course you got your 4 and 4 Marcus split with no kill options. That's the only downside of this deck, especially in today's game. I think Crimson Blaze is something that could be very useful for this deck. But hey, I'm not the one at top of it. He did, so congrats to him. And congrats to all players, all top 16 players that you know, made top 16 at Tax Regional. Congrats to y'all for being able to do it. And that's it for this regional breakdown. If you guys would like to see more of this, subscribe to us, hit a like button, let us know in the comments on what you think about these decks. And till next time I talk to you, see ya. Peace.